Hello everyone, my name is Robin and I am a certified Warriors at Ease yoga and meditation teacher. And thank you for joining us today here on Warriors at Ease Operation Remote Resilience channel. I'm going to be offering you today a 30-minute restorative practice. And restorative is the use of props and deeper breath awareness to just unwind tension from the body and the mind. So to prepare you for today's class, in case you don't have your props handy, I'll kind of give you an idea of what you might use. I have a couple of blankets, I have a bolster, and I have a couple of decorator pillows that I'm going to probably pull in at least one of those. If you have couch cushions, long couch cushions or bed pillows, you could use those, blankets, and again, any little throw pillows that you have around. So you just want to have things that you can kind of nestle into and kind of support your body, because this practice is about restful yoga for stressful times. So we're just going to take time to tune out and tune into our bodies and our breath. Okay, so let's begin in Seated Easy, just giving us an opportunity to start to settle in and say, hey, it's time for yoga. It's time to rest and release the residue of the day and begin to feel our body soften and connect with breath. So Seated Easy is crossed legs or whatever position seated is comfortable for you. So you can feel yourself root into the earth and then lift up through your spine and your torso. And begin to breathe in a more focused way, a more intentional way of just noticing the flow of breath in the body. So perhaps begin by softening your eyes. You could look down at the floor, or you could even close your eyes. And as you do this, begin to notice the flow of the breath, the movement of the breath within your body. The breath is the bridge between the body and the mind. So as the body begins to respond to the breath, so does the mind. So through your nose, take some nice deep inhales right down into the lowest part of your belly. And then maybe open your lips and just do a nice sigh out on your exhale. Sighing is a natural cue to the brain that it's time to relax and release. Let's try that again, in through the nose. And sigh it out. You could even have a sounding sigh. And again. Feel the chest expand and rise, and even expand through your back, and release your breath. There's a mantra that I like to start my practices with, and it says, body like mountain, breath like the breeze, mind like the sky. So maybe explore that for yourself right now in this moment. Is that feeling of groundedness, rootedness through the base of your body, and then extending up, energy flowing up through the top of your head, crown of your head. And then noticing the soft flow in and out of your breath. And as you're doing this, if you can imagine the expansive blue sky, just allowing the mind to be open. And if there are any thoughts at all, letting them just drift softly by like clouds. Take 2 more soft breaths here. And then we're going to shift into our first pose. Actually, that was our first pose, our second pose. We're going to do twists on a bolster. So you could do this with, again, a couch cushion if you don't have a bolster, or a stack of blankets and pillows. Just kind of pile up whatever you can to lay your torso down onto the stack. And so you're going to pull it up with your knees positioned sideways, and this coming at the top of your thigh. And then you're just going to rotate your spine, on your spine, and kind of walk your hands forward and release your chest and torso down onto the stack. So you have a little bit of a twist here in your lower spine. And you can decide how high you would like to have your stack. You can take it lower or take it higher. Mine's a little bit high. I have the bolster and 2 blankets. But my forearms can rest on the earth. My back is feeling fairly level and elongated. So begin to notice where the breath goes here in this pose for you. I invite you to notice how it feels to just release onto the stack and feel the support of the stack underneath you. Notice how the breath rises into the back. Perhaps you can notice even a space, more of a space between your shoulder blades. Breathing softly. There's a quote that says, "There is strength in rest and clarity in disconnection." So perhaps use that for some inspiration today to realize that you're taking good care of yourself when you come into a restful practice. An active practice is great too. It has, of course, many purposes for our best functioning, but resting also is really important and key to our overall wellness. Giving the mind and body time to release tension and stress. So when you practice a restorative practice, you want to spend at least 2 to 3 minutes in each pose, just allowing time for the body to really begin to soften and release. And then when you're in these kinds of poses, you're going to want to turn your head to both sides. What I'm going to have us do here is finish in this position and then switch and go to the other side. Let's take one more breath. And again, before we transition out of this, just notice again how you feel. The head being supported, the chest supported. The belly drops down a little bit in this one due to the twist. Feel the opening and spreading across the back, and the lengthening through your back. Right, and slowly just slide the hands back. Always take your time coming up and out of these poses. You want to stay in this restful place, or kind of this restful sensation. All right, and then I'm going to bring the stack around. Now, in your space, you don't have to switch your stack. You could just turn over. But for my purpose today, I'm going to bring it onto the other side so I can still keep looking your direction. So my knees are coming to the side, the stack is coming to the top of my thigh, and then I'm just walking my hands down and doing a mild twist. And you can adjust the stack too to where it feels good in the twist, to the one side or the other. And then release yourself down on this side. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. As you're breathing in your resting poses, typically see if you can extend your exhale.
Make the exhalation longer than the inhalation to just cue the brain that you want to soften and relax. And you may feel differently on this side than you did on your other side. So by softening your eyes, drawing inward, notice the sensations of pouring your torso over the stack, feeling the support of it underneath. And draw your attention inwards to your sensations. Again, feel the broadening across the upper back and the lengthening through your whole back. And twists are really powerful for moving things through the body. So very effective for our overall wellness, to support our vital systems like digestion, metabolism, hormonal. Those are being supported with the constriction of the twists. It also is helpful to move cortisol and stress hormones through the body as well. And you can always adjust as you need to bring yourself into a little more comfort and ease. So let's take maybe 2 more breaths. And then we're going to rise on up, slide our hands back, and push yourself up, slowly coming up. Just appreciating this time for bringing more calm and stillness into your body. And then I'm going to shift over onto my knees, and I'm going to come into a supported child's pose. So now I'm going to pull the stack in between my knees, and I'm just going to lay forward and let my whole belly, chest rest on the stack, soften my shoulders, and lengthen here. I can feel my tailbone kind of dropping down towards the mat. I feel fully supported under my chest and torso. And lying in this position stimulates your vagus nerve, which sends calming message to your brain. So this is effective at helping us to go a little bit deeper into a restful place. And I like to think about this thought of resting my mind on the pillow of the breath, which I can really feel now as I'm allowing my head to be supported by the props. So resting your mind on the pillow of the breath. And this would be a pose that you would want to turn your head and face the other direction. For this purpose, I'm going to keep my head facing this direction, but feel free to turn yours at any time. And you may notice that one side is a little tighter than the other, and that's really normal. One side's sort of the easy side, and one side's kind of the awkward side. But it's good to give yourself some breathing and time in each place so that the neck can soften and release tension, as well as the shoulders. Okay, let's take maybe 3 more breaths here. And then we're going to begin to shift into our next pose. So again, draw your hands under your shoulders. Easy rise. Okay, I'm going to take one blanket off the stack and move this out of the way. And then I'm going to put the blanket down on the
mat, so in one fold, in a single fold here, and lay down on top of it. And I'm going to bring a pillow. So we're going into a simple back bend. Oh, and I forgot to mention earlier, I'm so sorry. I forgot to mention that I have a chair today. So I will be showing you how to use a chair, and maybe just, if you don't have it close by, just wait a few minutes until we get to that point and you can get one. Just finish the ones that we're doing here on the floor. I apologize for that. Okay, so we're going to come down right now just onto our backs with knees bent. And we're going to have the pillow under our upper back, and then I have another folded pillow here that or blanket, I'm going to put underneath my neck. So what I'm seeking to do here is lift my back, support my back. It will be slightly arched. Support my neck. Let the shoulders soften and fall down towards the floor. My legs are supported by drawing my feet out to the outer edges of the mat and letting my knees roll in. So then I'm kind of supported through my hips on my pelvis. And as I breathe here, I can feel my chest expand and open. You might say we release the tension, the weight of the day off of our chest. Bring in more of a sense of a lightness than a heaviness in our chest. There's been a lot going on in the world lately to make us feel very heavy. So breathe in with a sense of lightness of being. Maybe use an image that helps you to feel lighter, like a ray of sunshine, a light that you breathe into the body. Whatever helps you feel lighter, use whatever imagery as you breathe to bring in a sense of space and ease, spaciousness. And notice again how the belly drops down towards the lower back in this position, and then it rises with each breath. And another positive thought is that with each inhale, life is moving within you. And moving energy through the body, and yet calming it at the same time. Giving the mind the opportunity to rest. We are tending and befriending our body as we do the rest and digest practice. Take a couple more breaths here. Again, feeling the expansion across your chest and the dropping down of the lower back. Breathing into a lighter being, more space, more comfort in the body and ease in the mind. All right, and then we're going to roll over to the front. Let's kind of roll yourself to this side. Come on up and remove the pillow. And actually, you could leave the blanket there. We can still use the blanket. In fact, even the blanket under your neck could still stay there. I think that would be helpful too for support here. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring our arms out at shoulder level. And then we're going to inhale and roll to facing your device here. Roll to this direction. Bring the arm over and the knees to the side. Exhale here. And then we're going to inhale and we're going to roll back. Just roll onto your back. And then exhale, come forward. Now this time, if it's comfortable for you, see if you can just roll through the shoulders. Bring the shoulders open. Nice and smooth. Inhale. And then roll back. Exhale. And in doing these rolling twists, We are sending a message to the brain to calm through the vestibular system because we're doing this easy rocking, rolling sensation, which is calming to the brain and to the mind. Can be, anyway. See if you can find that and explore that for yourself. And if you were going to do this practice on your own, you could do both sides. You could bring the legs up and you could take it over to the other side as well and do this way. But I'll just stay with this side for right now. But again, if you do this on your own, do both sides. We'll do one more. And take it off. All right, let's take another couple breaths here, just sort of settling in on our side. Notice what you notice, sensations you feel in your body as you lay on your side. Another way, if you wanted to stay in this pose for a period of time, would be to take a pillow and put it between your legs and just spend some time on your side. And I also brought today, and I forgot to mention this with the supported back bend, but if you spend time in your supported back bend or any relaxation pose on your back, you can always use like a little eye pillow to put onto your eyes. It brings in a warming, calming sensation, which is kind of sometimes helpful to add that to your practice. Okay, so now we're going to come on up and we're going to come towards the chair. So I'm going to bring the chair in, and again, if you have a chair handy, or even just one of your living room chairs that you could maybe put your lay on or put your feet up on, that's where we're going to go today. It's legs on a chair, but we're also going to do a fold on the chair. So I'm going to fold this blanket double, and bring it under my hips. And again, you have to decide what kind of a chair you're using. If you have a low front on your chair, then you're going to want to be in this cross-legged position. But if you have open legs, you could do a forward fold extended. And you could also do a wide angle. Bring the chair in and come to wide angle. So you can decide what feels really good in your back. I think right now I'm going to do this. I'm going to stay in wide angle because it feels like it's really releasing in my hips. And you just use the seat of the chair to just rest your mind on, and you could use a pillow or a blanket on the chair if it's a little bit on the hard side. So just find a sense of ease and rest here, and we're releasing tension from the hips, and we're letting the stress of the day roll off our backs, you might say. And you could also adjust your chair so that you just bring your forehead to the seat of the chair. That might feel really good too, to just extend your arms and bring your forehead onto the chair. So you can really feel your whole back lengthen and round. You may want to spend, again, a good 2 minutes here exploring this position. Or you could change it. Say you begin to feel a little uncomfortable in the hips, you could shift your legs, come into a cross leg or to a traditional forward fold with the legs extended out. So whatever feels right. Or maybe you move through all three because the back will shift, the hips will shift, it will feel a little bit different. Kind of get into the backs of the legs here. They're in traditional forward fold. Find a place to quiet your mind. Choose which one feels best for you. And if you don't have a chair handy, you could just come back into a relaxing pose on the floor, or you could just take a forward fold with a pillow underneath your chest. Stack some pillows here. Other options to do the same, find the same benefit. Take a few more breaths. in that pose. And then we're going to try sitting in the chair in a forward fold. So while finish up your breaths and then come on up if you have this chair handy. We're going to come into forward fold. I'm just going to step onto that blanket here. And I'm going to widen my legs and I'm going to just release down between I'm bringing the belly in between my legs and releasing over. This is one way to do this fold. Another way, if this is too much on your midsection, then bring a pillow here or two and just kind of round over it, releasing your arms towards the floor. So you can support the chest here. It's a little bit easier to breathe, I think, for some people in this pose. So what we're looking to do is bring fresh oxygenated blood to that brain, release through our back and shoulders, and still the mind. So maybe here, let's count the breaths. Let's start with 8. And we're going to count backwards. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then slowly bring your hands to your shins and rise out. Just slide on up. Take your time. Coming up. Lengthening up through your spine. Let's take a breath in. And as we exhale, roll our shoulders down and back. Feel yourself sitting tall in your chair. Just kind of letting the blood settle back down the other direction. And then we're going to come into our final pose for our practice today. I'm going to open this blanket back up. Come on down, seat it onto the blanket. And I'm going to bring my legs to the chair. I'm going to slide your hips in, rest your lower legs on the chair, and then take yourself down onto your mat. Arms can be in whatever position feels right. You could have them out to the side, down, shoulder height, up over your head, whatever feels good for you. In your body, cactus pose. You're seeking to give yourself permission to release your lower back. Breathe into the back. Find a sense of release. And if you need to kind of lift your hips and readjust, do that. Maybe you need to rock a little bit side to side. Sometimes the lower back muscles can be a little twingy when you first come into this. So again, as you breathe, try beginning with long, even breaths in and out. Lengthen them past how you would normally breathe. And then after you've done a few rounds of long breathing, just allow yourself to breathe naturally. And notice what shifts you feel in your back. And also the feeling of just allowing your legs to extend up, coming into this inversion, and allowing the blood to flow down, back down towards the brain and the heart. Again, kind of doing some anti-gravity benefits here. Taking fluid out of the ankles. You could even, with your legs supported, you could kind of release your ankles, flexing your feet, rolling them a little bit. To just kind of bring some more ease into your legs.
Again, releasing the tensions of the day, anxiety, stress, allowing that to just flow out with each exhale. We are free to be at peace with ourselves and with others. So I invite you to stay in this pose as long as you can, as long as you can enjoy it and feel the benefits of the pose. Now I'm going to come on up and close our practice today. And remember to pause, take time to pause, breathe, soften, and just be. Wishing you peace. Namaste. I'm Robin. Thank you for joining me today on Warriors at Ease Operation Remote Resilience YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed this class, and I hope you will visit the link below and consider making a donation, for it's participants like you that help teachers like me continue to offer these classes and services. So again, I'm Robin, signing off from Warriors at Ease Operation Remote Resilience in Health, Connection, and Resilience. Namaste.